Whams!
Whams!
So we can talk about the manga. So we were reading Akane-Banashi.
Akane-Banashi.
Yeah.
I have never heard of this before. It is apparently one of your favorite manga that you are actively keeping up with at all times. Um,
Yeah. So it's not one of my favorite manga,
oh,
but what you just said is accurate. It's one of the favorite ones that I'm keeping up with for sure.
um, I read the first like two chapters right after we talked about doing this show, and I went, "Oh, this is cute. I'm just gonna read the rest of it the day of because
Yeah.
I will forget everything that happened in it."
So
It's so like I said earlier, my dad was a Rakugo and then he got his ass blown out.
yeah.
Um, Akane is a daughter of Rakugo, not wannabe, but like aspirant, basically. Who is there's three tiers of it's Rakugoka, right? That's what they're
Yes.
called. There's three tiers of Rakugoka. I don't remember what they're all called. But what he wants to be is
So it's like apprentice or whatever the word for
it
apprentice
starts
is,
with a
and then
Z.
Zenza, and then Futatsume, and then Shinuchi.
And so her dad is the second one, and he wants to
No,
become.
he was a Futatsume. So he was
That's the
trying to be
second one, isn't it?
He was gonna become a
there's
Shinuchi.
Yeah.
yeah. So there's like an apprentice level before Zenza, which is what
Okay, that's what
Akane is.
Akane becomes.
Yeah, immediately after doing her first show. And then there's Zenza, which is basically like
Hey, you're
somebody.
kind of a Rakugoka
Yeah,
now.
the apprentice is basically not supposed to do Rakugo. They're just supposed to fucking do everyone's shit.
But she's been training for literally all of her
Yeah,
life because she loved her dad's art so much that she's leagues. She's like a new type Rakugoka.
yeah.
She was born for this. She was made for this.
She was molded uh by her dad.
I was born in the Rakugo.
Yeah.
Simply
So then
adopted it.
then there's Zenza, which is like you're doing Rakugo, you're still kind of doing everyone's shit.
Real quick,
And then
explain what a
Futatsume.
Rakugo
Oh, okay.
is.
It is my understanding. There's a guy on YouTube Shorts. He is an American, but he has blue hair, and it's a form of Japanese storytelling, which is also comedic. There's so basically it's just a guy or a girl on their like kind of sitting on their knees on a pillow and they're telling stories, but the whole time they're telling stories they are every voice or narrator. It kind of varies for each Rakugoka that were shown in the show. But so like something they will do is if they're telling a story, I'm gonna talk like I'm the dad in this, and then but I'm gonna talk like I'm the mom, and so it like shows them moving around a lot to signify that they are talking as different people, and they take on different inflections as
Yeah.
well. This is a
It's like
manga,
the
so it
it's like the
doesn't.
movie Split, but in one spot.
Yeah, that's a really good way to describe it, actually. Is Rakugo good in manga form? Yes. It
I will say, so as a broad question, is Rakugo in manga form? I want to say not really, but this guy does a really good job of making it good in manga form.
also every chapter will like right at the beginning has a little note that goes Rakugo advisor, and then it's a real Rakugo artist. It's always the same guy, but it is fun that they put that like they are actually consulting with someone on Rakugo.
Yep.
But so the first chapter is Akane's dad taking his Shinuichi test, and he does it. He gets a big applause, but he's not really sure of himself. And so gets to the end. There's this big guy. I think his name's Isho Arakawa. He's like the big man of this school of Rakugo. And the big guy goes, "Hey, all six of you that performed tonight, fuck you. You're all expelled. You're not good at Rakugo. I don't want to ever see your faces again."
Yeah,
And
they all got fired on the spot.
no. And Akane is just like, "What? But my dad is so good. My dad is the best Rakugo. I'm gonna prove Isho Arakawa wrong."
Yeah.
I don't think Akane talks like that either. Like, not in my headcanon.
No, she's supposed to be kind of a rough kid. Uh oh, the advisor became a Shinichi last year. Awesome.
That's cool.
That's actually kind of in line with stuff that's happening in the story. Not that Akane is a Shinichi now or anything.
Which it's like 200 chapters in now, right?
Yeah, like 210. I
Okay.
think.
So next chapter starts. It's her. She's in school. I think it's she's high school, right?
Yeah, so at the beginning she's like,
A small child.
yeah, she's in like elementary school,
But
and
she's like copying her dad.
yeah,
She
she's been
clearly
copying
wants
her
to
dad the
do
whole
this.
time. And then after her dad gets fucking publicly shamed, because that's all that was, Arakawa set up the whole situation just to shame those 6 people. That's like all like if you look at it for what it is, that's
And
all the fucking point was
to
to
bring
shame these
attention
guys.
to Rakugo.
Yeah,
Um,
but so he was just trying to make a headline and said fuck you guys. So then Akane goes to
Shiguma.
Shiguma, the guy who is like her dad's teacher, and is like, I'm going to become a Rakugoka. I want you to teach me. You have to teach me. And then he goes, I really shouldn't do that because I'm essentially just turning you into an art major that's not going to make any fucking money, but yeah, you got the spirit. I'm going to do it.
It is funny because there's clearly a lot of passion for the art of Rakugo in this manga.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're constantly shitting on how it's not a good profession.
Yeah.
You should not want to be doing
You will
this.
not make money.
Um, like,
They're, like the first chapter is all pretty much just the dad being like, I don't make any money. Everyone's calling him a deadbeat dad because he's a Rakugo ka, and like that doesn't make any money. And he's like, I have to become a Shinichi because that's the only fucking way you make money is if you get up to that level. Which it explains many times typically takes like 10 fucking years. Like it's like a pretty serious status thing. And of course, in typical manga / anime fashion, Akane is just flying
Speedrunning.
through it, you know.
well,
Um,
they say in other Rakugo schools it takes 10 years to become to rise through the ranks, but in this one specifically, as long as you got the chops, you can do whatever. you want.
Yeah, you got the chops.
So the second chapter, she was talking to Shiguma, and she's like, I want to perform. Let me perform. And Shiguma goes, well, there's this little rinky-dink club that has someone who's late, so you
Yep.
get the first 20 minutes. Go there right now.
Yeah.
She goes there right now. She kills. She does a good job. And then after she kills and does a good job, we are introduced to like the Sasuke of this.
Yeah, he's the rival.
Yeah.
He's not brooding like Sasuke, but he is like,
He's kind of brooding like Sasuke. He's got more Riz.
yeah, he's got Riz out the ass.
That's actually his
secret power.
Rakugo like power is that he's really good at playing female characters in a seductive way.
Yeah.
His name's Tyson, right? It's Tyson. Yeah, I think that's what it
That
is.
sounds right.
Um,
Tyson Arakawa.
yeah. So he is the apprentice of Isho Arakawa, the big scary guy who.
He said 13 to 15 years total become Shinichi in real
That sounds
life.
right. So then we get to see Tyson, who is immediately like, Akane, you should come be an apprentice of my master. And she goes, fuck you. I only want to work under Shiguma.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? How could someone so talented not want to work for
Yeah.
my master?
So yeah, so the conflict is that his master is Isho Arakawa. Oh, it's Kaisei. Kaisei sounds right.
Kaisei? Who?
The rival is Kaisei. Typhon is one of the 4.
Okay. Gotcha. So then there's like 4 people under Isho who are they all have different styles. They all have different fun names.
Yeah.
The only other one we're introduced to in the first 30 chapters is called the Hedonist. And I forget what his name is.
Was he the Afro guy?
No, he's got like kind of straight hair down to about here. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think
the
Afro.
one with the like patchy mustache.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Um,
So I only ended up rereading up to chapter 9. But fucking yeah, all 4 of them get introduced at some point. The Afro guy is a fucking villain. I hate that guy so
Oh, okay.
much. Yeah.
Does he just not want to see Akane succeed in any way,
Yeah,
shape, or form?
he doesn't want anyone to succeed, essentially. He wants everyone to fucking fail unless they're in his school, essentially. So he's trying to like make
I want everyone to be my apprentice.
The mustache guy is like, he's just like really good at like making people's public image well, and then he'll drop people if their public image is bad type thing. He like
Okay.
knows who to push, and he's all about money. And then there's one more guy who is like No, the other, yeah, there's one more guy who's like just all about like strict scheduling or some shit like that.
I think that's Tyson.
Yeah.
Because he's the youngest one. He's kind of got like blonde hair. I looked up pictures of all of these guys. I didn't really spoil myself like I normally do for everything.
Yeah.
So then she does her first show. It goes well. Then she gets accepted as an apprentice of Shiguma. And she's working. She works at the bar. We're gonna try. She works at the bar. She learns how to meet people where they're at. She does a show at an old folks' home with Kyoji, and she learns how to slow it down a little bit. She doesn't fully slow it down, but she starts slow, meets them where they're at, and then she speeds up slowly and slowly throughout it. She speeds up even more and more. I don't remember what story she goes, but the stories in this are all really good. They're all repeated constantly, which is also a big part of Rakugo that's explained, is all of these stories are something everyone knows pretty much.
Yeah, so what the idea is that these are all stories from I think the Edo period.
Yeah.
They're all, it's like a collection of like I think like 500 stories. There's like thousands, but there's like 500 like main ones that are being passed down through history pretty much through Rakugo. And like telling these same 500 stories is like the idea. Is that you learn a story, you master it, and then you learn how to switch it up a little bit in your style. Yeah, Edo Japan classic. Like the stream.
Yeah, like the stream.
But the idea is that you learn a story, you master it, and then you get like a nice repertoire of stories that you have mastered and like have your own flair to it, which was shown in the first chapter by them being like, oh, her dad like switched up the story that he was saying. He like skipped the part where the guy goes to the beach because he was able to make it more relatable as a story because he was able to play the characters better.
Because that story is about like the love between a husband and
and a wife.
He knows a lot about that because he's a dirty Rakugo whose wife loves him even though he doesn't make any money.
Yeah, so he skips like the beach thing, and then Isho Arakawa comments on that in the first chapter, and he's like, "You can't fucking tell the story without the part where he goes to the beach, you dumb bitch.
You're ignoring the fundamentals."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm a Republican." He's like, I'm a traditionalist. It has to be the right story. Oh shit, what up? But yeah, so
she does the show at the old folks' home. It goes well, and then I don't think they do another show. No, they end up doing another show at the little rinky dink place again. The place she did her first show. It goes fine. She kind of kills it again, and then it is announced that there is this like tournament for rookie Rakugoka. And she wants to enter it because the prize. This is also like the next 20 chapters. So like 1 to 10 is just her kind of getting her footing, and then 10 to 30 is this whole arc of the rookie tournament. Yeah. So she asks Shiguma, "Can I do the rookie tournament?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." And she goes, "Yes." And he goes, "On one condition. You have to." It's Juguma, right? Jugemu. You have to do Jugemu. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Jugemu? So basically, it's the most basic Rakugo story that exists. And most of the humor of it comes off of repeating this incredibly long name that I just skipped past every single time it was on screen. I was like, I'm not going to remember this.
Yeah. So the idea with the story, because we'll just explain Jugemu real quick, is that it's like this couple is having a baby, and they want to choose the right name for their baby
because they want them to live forever.
Yeah, but each like names were very important, where it was like the name can give some kind of like almost like a boon to the child's life. So they were like, oh well, we want him to like live a long life. Oh, but we also want him to be prosperous, and we also want him to be this. And so they kept on going around town asking people like what they should name their kid.
It was just the monk. They went to monks, and the monk gives him a list of names.
And then he
just names him all of them. And we'll get to the cool part when she tells the story at the actual thing. Yeah. But so she gets prepared. She talks to one of Shigemu's other apprentices, who's kind of like a nerdy nerdy boy with like glasses and his hair covers his face, but he's the historian of the group basically.
Yeah.
And then when he goes on stage, he takes the glasses off. He's got a really cool hairstyle, and he does instead of playing the characters, he does like narration because he is so invested in the history, he can just do that.
Yeah.
Before he does a story, he does all of the research into the time period,
Yeah.
What was common to do at that
Which
time.
it was also because, like I said, it was like the 500 stories, but then there's actually like thousands. He usually picks one of those thousands. Like he's like, I don't want to do the 500 that everyone knows. I want to do this like
I want to do some
super lesser
deep
known
cuts.
one. Yeah.
He's probably my favorite character so far. He's just funny. And then she enters the tournament, which constantly everyone is saying to her, you are not really supposed to be in this, right? You have been
Yeah.
training for this for years and years
Yeah.
and years, and everyone you're going to be going up against in this has not. They are completely new to Rakugo. The point is that they can have a slight interest in it and show that they have talent, and then someone who is established in Rakugo can see that and go, I want you as my apprentice.
Yeah.
So we're introduced to a couple different characters. The only two that really matter are this voice actress girl who she was in a really popular anime adaptation, but she wants to be admired for her own talent, not the story's talent.
Yeah.
And then this other fuck-ass dude, I don't remember what his name is.
I love this fuck ass dude. I don't remember his name.
The fuck-ass dude is fun.
Yeah, he's really fun. They're both. I love both of the characters, because they're like those are the three rivals. So we have Kaisei, and then the fucking
Hikaru, I think, is the voice actress's name or something like
it
that.
might be Hikari.
Karashu and Hikaru.
Hikaru. Yeah, Karashi and Hikaru. They are great.
Yeah.
All three of the rivals are great, and I think that's a huge part of what makes me like the story, is that like there is other characters that are great and are fleshed out.
And are getting development
And are
at
getting
the same
development.
time as
Yeah.
Akane. Unlike K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, unlike fucking Naruto. Like it's one of my
Yeah.
that's the thing I hate about Naruto is that there's like
Why didn't we learn more about the bone guy?
there's like 90 characters and like 3 of them have development.
There's
Anyway, that's
there's a
just-
YouTube short like series that I get recommended every now and then of just some guy going, here's some things in Naruto that have more screen time than Tenten.
Yeah, I saw that recently. Yeah,
And it's like everything got more
Everything.
screen time than
it was like
Tenten.
the puppets that the puppet guy uses.
Yeah. But so they're going into the prelims of the Rakugo contest, and so
Yep.
it's 30 people and it's narrowed down to 8. So they have to do the same story in the prelims and the finals. So
You skipped her.
oh right, her teacher. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about the teacher. Her teacher.
I completely forgot about the teacher. So when you said bring up the teacher best girl, I was like, I don't even know who that is. I'm assuming you're talking about the teacher who tells her like,
You know,
don't
you
do
should-
Rakugo.
Well, she
But
doesn't
then
say
she,
don't
like-
do Rakugo. She just says, you should go to college. You should
Yeah.
probably consider going to college.
And then she sits in for the show and is like, actually, that was pretty great.
Oh, yeah, that was good. And she's got this friend who used to be fat, but now he got into judo and he's not fat anymore. And it's kind of a parallel.
Is that gonna be her boyfriend? Shade? Spoilers?
It seems
she has
like
no
it.
boyfriend at the moment.
It seems like there's gonna be some romance there.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the dickhead in the beginning that like lost weight.
Yeah.
He's like around, but there's no confirmed boyfriend or anything.
But yeah, before they go to the show, the judo guy says to the teacher, "Hey, want to come to the show with me?" And she says, "That would be improper of me as a teacher." And he goes, "Fine, we'll show up separately then." It's
Yeah.
just goofy. But so the teacher's whole thing is just, please go to college, because she had a student who, I think he wanted to be a stand-up comedian. It was something like a stand-up comedian. Yeah, so he wanted to be a stand-up comedian. He got trapped in like a developmental comedy school for a year and a half, and then failed out of stand-up comedy, and now is just kind of bumming around. And so she doesn't want to see that happen to Akane because she knows Akane is actually a really good student, even though she's spacey as hell. That's like,
Yeah.
so she then becomes like Akane's guidance counselor. I think she is literally her guidance counselor.
Yeah.
But she's now a fan of her Rakugo too. So the preliminaries happen. We only really see Akane perform in the preliminaries, and she does Jiguma, and she does it really fast.
Yeah.
She plays off the comedy of just saying the name as quickly as she possibly can, and it's impressive because first she does it with like 3 breaths, and then she does it with 2 breaths, and then she only does it with 1 breath.
They're like, holy shit!
And they cut to her.
There's no way you can say all that on one breath.
They cut to her doing jumping or jump rope with the judo guy. And anyway, so her, the fuck ass, and the voice actress get to the finals. They don't talk about the other 5 people who got to the finals because they don't matter.
Yeah.
But then it shows the fuck ass first. And his thing basically is he doesn't really care about Rakugo at all, but he thinks it's the best option for him as a performance art. He thinks Rakugo is antiquated and dumb, and so he takes the Rakugo stories and adapts them to modern, in a modern
he's
context.
Super Gen Z is essentially his bit.
Yeah. The story he tells is it was told once before as well, of like a guy goes to a priest and the guy asks the priest, "Hey, what is tenshi?" or something like that, and the priest doesn't, or "Do you have tenshi?" and the priest is like, "No, I don't have tenshi," not knowing what the fuck tenshi is, and he goes to the priest goes to one of his subordinates and goes, "Find out what tenshi is," and the subordinate goes and finds out it means flatulence, but thinks it would be funny to just tell the priest it's not that, it's like something else, and so the priest goes back to the guy who asked about tenshi and is like, "Yeah, I got all kinds of tenshi. I love tenshi. It's one of my favorite things."
It's basically the same energy as like telling your grandma that LOL means lots of love. You know that whole meme. Like, so that your grandma goes around and just starts
saying LOL.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, your mom died, LOL. He gets 5 big booms.
Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Sorry your dad got kicked out of Rakugo. Let's get 5 big booms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his thing. He's a really good performer, but he adapts it to a modern audience. The voice actress, so I think she's more interesting as one of the rivals. Her thing,
struggle is really interesting. So
she's a hick.
Karashi gets interesting way later.
Okay.
Like, I didn't like him as much at first, but he has an arc later where there's like a childhood friend that gets introduced, and yeah, he ends up more interesting later.
Okay, I believe it. He's just at this point, like, everything about him is like, I'm a fuck ass.
Yeah, he's kind of a fuck ass. He's just a pretentious prick. That's his thing.
So Hikari's thing, she's from some kind of place that has a hick accent, because Hikaru, sorry. Yeah, that's no go. Oops. Hikaru's thing is she's been masking that she is from the country for a long time, and every now and then when she gets stressed out, she slips into her hick accent, and it's explained by her, instead of like your, she'll just go like yer, yer, or yeah.
That's
it's
how
funny.
they translate it to English.
But so she's practicing a whole bunch the night before, and when she performs, her whole thing is, oh, she's really theatrical. She's
really good at acting.
Yeah, she's really good at acting. But the problem with both of them, which is explained as Akane goes on, they are too heavily focused on their own talent. They're like high energy, they're putting the audience's focus on them, where the point of being a Rakugoka is to kind of disappear from the stage and just have the audience see the story. And so when Akane goes on to tell Jigemu again, she's telling the story, and she tells the story in an interesting way, because she's taken the time to learn a whole bunch of stuff. She asks her mom why she was named Akane. I don't remember why. Like, it's sweet, it's cute, it's understood. But when the guy goes to the priest in her story, when the priest is instead of saying, "Oh, he just gave me a list of names," she explains what each of the names mean, and the guy's just like, "Yeah, fuck it. Give me them all. What if
Give me all.
What if we name him one of them and then our son dies? We'll just be thinking, should have gone with the other name.
Named him that.
And it's also explained that back in that period, it was until kids turned 7, they were still considered God's children because they would just die sometimes.
Yep.
So they explain all of that.
SIDS? Yeah, SIDS.
SIDS, yeah, sudden infant death syndrome. The peak of the story is apparently in the original story, Jaguma dies because he gets trapped in a river and it takes too long to say his name.
Yeah.
So by the time they're done saying his name, they can't get to him. So it kind of starts like that, like, oh, Jaguma fell in the river, and the dad is like, oh no, my son, Jaguma, blah, 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 fell in the river. Let me go to the river and yell for him. And
I love that story so much. It's really funny.
He's standing on a bridge in front of the river and he's like, Jaguma, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Please get out of the river, please. And he doesn't come out. And then he just appears behind him and he goes, what? How did you do that? And Jaguma just goes, well, you were taking too long, so I just got out of the river.
Yeah.
And so it ends. They ask Isho who is the main judge of the competition, the big bad. What did you think of this?
That was an important element of the whole thing that we did.
I did explain it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not sure if we explained it.
It's the whole reason it is very similar to Riki Tiki Tembo.
Yeah. The song.
Riki Tiki Tembo, no Sarembo.
Tembo.
Yeah. It was a kid's book. At least that was
the only reason I know about it is because of Tom and Jerry. There's so Jerry has a uncle, I think, who has like a acoustic guitar, and like any chance he gets to play it, he sings that song, and then if he breaks a string, he pulls Tom's whisker and replaces the string.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
So Isho, when he's asked what he thinks of Akane's performance, just turns to Akane and goes, You know you shouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. But she wins.
He doesn't necessarily know. I mean, maybe he does, but he doesn't
He
necessarily
knows that she is Shiguma's student.
Yeah.
That's all that's established.
He just goes like, you're way too good for this. Like, this wasn't meant for you.
Yeah. Why are you ruining it for everyone else? Here?
Because he doesn't know that, like, the only reason that she is there is because Shigemu was like, you have to do Jugemu, which is like, you shouldn't win with Jugemu.
But she just wants to find out why Isho expelled her dad. And so the next chapter, she gets her little meeting with Isho and goes, hey, why did you expel my dad? And Isho is not as evil as we would have thought. He's mean, but he has reasons for what he's talking about. He's very passionate about Rakugo. And basically the reason he expelled her dad is her dad wasn't confident enough in the Rakugo. And so,
he just was bad.
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
What Isho asks Akane is like, he's like,
was that applause out of pity?
He's like, look, think about your dad's Rakugo. And now that you know, like, how to do it, was it that good? Do you think it was really that good? And then she basically just goes like, no, actually, it wasn't that good. like I recognize it wasn't that good.
But I love it, and I want to bring my dad's Rakugo back anyway.
Yeah.
Then Isho is confronted by his student who was like, and Isho goes, why the fuck didn't you tell me about her?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about her? I would have liked to know about this.
What's going on?
And then, oh God, what happens in the 29 and 30? They establish something. That's about to happen. I just don't really fucking remember. I almost just kept reading it. It is quite good.
It is good. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Volbeats earlier asked, so what are we thinking on this about an 8 out of 10? I would say either an 8 or a 9.
I'm there.
I would say like 8.5.
8.5 I think is fair. It's really good. It's gripping. It's not a combat manga, which is pretty much all I do read, but it has the stupid, like, the Nen techniques of Rakugo.
Yeah. So the reason I said that this guy makes it worth it, because like Rakugo, and this, you can feel this with the part where they're explaining that Akane is going too fast. It's like, well, how do you know? You're reading it. Are you reading it? Are you gonna read it too fast? Or are you gonna read it slow? Like, you can't read it at the pace that she's going. So it's something that probably would be better animated because you can actually get the idea of pacing. But the facial expressions
Oh,
in this
That's what
manga.
it's about Akane going viral. That's what they set up. So like,
Yeah.
her performance at the tournament was just like so crazy, and she won, and now she's blowing up on Twitter.
Yeah.
The Reddit's really blowing
Which-
up about this.
What's funny about that is that I feel like that stops being super relevant. Like later on, it's like okay, yeah, she's getting she's getting traction, and then they don't really bring it up that much later. But yeah, so it'll probably be even better as an anime, which is what I'm hoping. And the anime's coming kind of soon.
I definitely think this will be one of the better animes that exist,
but
if it's done right.
What I love about the manga is that the guy does an amazing job of illustrating the story and having this like blend of the character performing the story and the story happening, and like using different like artistic styles for each story to really like capture the emotion of what the story is about in manga form. And the paneling is great. The expressions are just nothing else has those expressions. Like Akane going like "Eeh," and then like the character is behind her going "Eeh," like in the same way. It's really really
heartwarming.
endearing. Yeah.
This manga's really good. I was a little iffy on it at first, but then I read the 28 chapters I had missed. I was like, oh wait, yeah,
It's
I
like
do enjoy it.
stands in Jojo.
No, kind of.
The way that they're behind him.
I'm excited to see how crazy we get with like the special Rakugo techniques.
So you put it really perfectly with Akane's ability is that she disappears.
Yeah.
That is her thing. She disappears, and then she's not the main character in her stories. And do you care if I spoil one moment?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care
So-
about spoilers at all.
There's a moment later
For
where
the audience, this will be a spoiler.
spoiler alert for the audience.
Past
Spoiler alert.
If you care, just plug your ears. Don't leave. Just plug your ears.
Mute
Or
stream real quick.
the fucking thing in the task with the tabs. So, and I'll give you 5 seconds. If I can figure out how to do seconds. Okay, so what happens is that later on there's a bit of a time skip, and Akane is now a Tatsume, and there's another tournament that happens. And we have all of the rivals. They're all there, and Akane is not doing great. She's kind of fumbling, and they do the first round, and she's fumbling. She's in like 5th or like 6th or something like that.
6th or 7th.
6th or 7th, and the rivals are in 1st and 2nd, and they're like, "What the fuck is up? Like, you're supposed to be our rival. You're the whole reason that we're so good. Is your fucking performance all those years ago?" Or
You gave us something to aspire to.
Yeah, you're like, we are trying to beat you. Why are you so bad? So then she spends like
That's why I'm so fucking confused. Sorry.
yeah, she spends like 26 hours studying, and then she comes out of it and she's like fucked up. And there's this awesome panel where she's all disheveled and like sweaty, and she's just like, I have become Rakugo. And I was like, that panel is fucking awesome. And then she performs, and there's this awesome
You simply adopted the Rakugo.
yeah, her story is awesome where she's telling the story, and she's playing like every character, every little character, and she like it like shows her like slowly disappearing, and then it's just the Edo period. Like it's just showing the whole town and all the people, and the audience is like, what the fuck? And it shows her like disappear, and like she has mastered the technique of just not being the attention,
Which
story
is explained to be like the peak of Rakugo.
yeah.
Being able to do that. So it is funny that her technique, her special technique,
Yeah,
is
it's to just
being
be
the best.
But so, I mean, after that, then she has to work on something else, and like they've expanded upon it. But like, yeah, so she pulls that shit out at the tournament, and then she wins first place, and then it's like, it's fucking awesome. That moment is great.
I will probably read
All right,
all
Done
of
spoiling,
unplug your ears.
Wave your arms all around.
Ah!
Whoa, come back. Do more of that.
Yeah, it's great.
No. Wait.
Wait. Yeah, I love that moment in the manga so much. You need to see this art form. Yeah, look, you can find him on YouTube. You can find
Let me
doing
find,
Rakugo.
because I mentioned that blue-haired guy.
The real life Rakugo isn't that impressive.
Well, it's just extremely Japanese.
Yeah, it's so like lost on us as Westerners.
His name is
It's just stand-up comedy.
His name is Katsura
But, like,
Sunshine.
A lot of it is like
slow.
lingual jokes that are hard to translate.
Yeah, it's
But
not easy
you
to do
can-
in English.
At least the Katsura Sunshine guy is the only guy I've ever seen really do it like in real life. It does translate very similar to how it's portrayed in Akane. Like he's doing all the facial expressions. He does all different kinds of movements. So Rakugo typically have a fan that they use for accentuation. The Sunshine Man will also like wipe
I can
his
use it- I can
sweat
use it
off a
right now.
lot. Yeah, I know, right? I can turn that on. I just think it would be
Also-
loud. I'm also sweating. We're in an upstairs room that does not have good ventilation. But so, what's next? Bruno Mars is. Oh, right. I should probably
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll ease into the Bruno Mars, but
ease into it, ladies.
watching Shibahama
Actually, I gotta pee.
Stories Chapter 1 and the story Hikaru performed. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here. What is your name? Stephen N. Parker? Is that just your real name? It seems like you are really into Rakugo in general, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I mean I want to check out what you're talking about. Sanyute Tom. It's like a really Japanese ass fucking name, and then
Or
Tom.
Kotaro Yanagiya, God of Death.
Oh, so God of Death, yeah. That's another spoiler, but
It
God of
is
Death,
performed at some point.
yeah, God of Death is performed at some point in Akane-Banashi, and God of Death is for later, of course. Yeah, God of Death is like a whole.
Is that that's in Akane-Banashi, the God
Yeah,
of Death?
the God of
Okay.
Death story is like
Oh, it's a story.
It's like relevant now, like it's like way later.
I'm skipping to.
But it's awesome. I almost had an existential crisis while reading it. I was just like,
I'm skipping to the bad beer because I don't want to end on the bad beer. We're now on the sour monkey. I just chugged that berry monkey, and it's actually pretty good.
Just want to note that each of these is like 9.5%. So drinking 4 of these will absolutely fuck you up.
Unrecommended.
should drink 4 of them in a row.
Yeah, and I personally would never.
Does so on camera.
Okay, so
That's why I drank the electrolytes earlier.
we're pretty much done with Akane-Banashi. Well, did you give your rating? Yeah, you said
8.5. I'm
8.5?
about with you on that.
yeah, 8.5 is good.